Welcome to another C1 Advanced ESL-lounge reading lesson video. Today we will be reading The Commodification of Friendship in the Digital Age. Let's begin with some vocabulary. Commodification, treating something as a product to be bought and sold. Algorithm, a set of rules a computer follows to decide what to show a user. To monetize, to earn revenue from something. Authentic, real, true, and not a copy, genuine. Superficial, on the surface only, not showing real depth. Quantifiable, able to be measured. Social capital, the value derived from social networks. To curate, to select, organize, and present content. Reciprocity, a situation of mutual exchange and dependence. To erode, to gradually destroy or weaken something. Intrinsic, belonging to the real, basic nature of something. Great. Now you know the key words, let's read the story. Social media platforms arrived with a utopian promise: to connect the world and strengthen our social bonds. In many ways they have, allowing us to maintain relationships across vast distances. However, a more critical analysis reveals a subtle but profound transformation in the very nature of friendship itself. In the digital age, our relationships are increasingly subject to the forces of commodification, a process where something with intrinsic value, like friendship, is turned into a quantifiable asset to be managed, measured, and ultimately monetized. The most immediate evidence of this is the introduction of metrics to our social lives. Friendships are no longer just experienced, they are counted. The number of friends, followers, likes and shares becomes social capital, a public measure of our popularity and influence. This quantification can subtly shift our behavior, encouraging us to perform friendship for an audience, rather than engaging in it authentically. End of page 1. Let's continue. We might post a picture with a friend, not just to share a memory, but also to broadcast the health of our social life. The pressure to present a curated, appealing version of our relationships can lead to interactions that are more superficial than sincere. This process is amplified by the algorithms that now mediate our social circles. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram do not show us content from all our friends chronologically. Instead, an algorithm decides whose updates we see, based on what it predicts will maximize our engagement. This means our social lives are being curated for us, not for the benefit of our relationships, but for the benefit of advertisers. The spontaneous, sometimes messy reality of human connection is replaced by a feed optimized to keep us scrolling. End of page 2. Let's continue. This can erode the serendipity of friendship, the unexpected call or message from an old friend whose updates you might otherwise miss. Furthermore, the rise of influencer culture has blurred the lines between genuine recommendation and paid advertisement. When friends become, quote, brand ambassadors and personal accounts become platforms for marketing, the traditional reciprocity of friendship is challenged. Is a friend recommending a product because they genuinely love it, or because they have a sponsorship deal? This introduces a layer of transactional calculation into what was once a space of trust. The psychological implications of this commodification extend beyond individual relationships to our broader understanding of human worth. When social validation becomes quantified through likes and shares, we begin to internalize these metrics as measures of our value as people. End of page 3. Let's continue. Young people in particular report feeling anxious when posts receive fewer interactions than expected, suggesting that their self-esteem has become tied to algorithmic approval. This creates a feedback loop where genuine emotional expression is filtered through considerations of public reception, fundamentally altering the authenticity of our communications. This isn't to say that real friendship cannot exist online. It absolutely can. However, the commodification of friendship in the digital age presents a significant challenge. It encourages a performative and individualistic approach to relationships, where social connections are treated as part of a personal brand. The solution is not to abandon these platforms, but to engage with them more consciously. We must actively work to prioritize authentic connection over quantifiable validation, and remember that the true value of friendship is something that can never be measured by a like count. Okay, time for a few questions to check your understanding. Question 1. What does the author identify as the central issue with friendship in the digital age? A. It has become more difficult to make new friends online than in person. B. That a priceless human connection is being degraded by treating it as a measurable asset. C. People are spending too much time on social media and not enough time with friends. D. The utopian promises of social media have completely failed to connect people. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The text argues that something with intrinsic value like friendship is turned into a quantifiable asset. Question 2. According to the text, what is the effect of quantifying friendships with metrics like followers and likes? A. It encourages people to develop a wider and more diverse circle of friends. B. It has no significant impact on how people behave with their friends. C. It prioritizes the public presentation of a relationship over its private, authentic reality. D. It helps people to identify and remove unpopular friends from their social circles. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. The text states that this quantification encourages us to perform friendship for an audience, rather than engaging in it authentically. Question 3. What is the author's main criticism of the algorithms used by social media platforms? A. They are not effective at showing users the content they are most interested in. B. Their underlying purpose serves commercial interests rather than relational ones. C. They are too complicated for the average user to understand and customize. D. They unfairly prioritize content from celebrities over content from close friends. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The text explains that our social lives are curated not for the benefit of our relationships but for the benefit of advertisers, serving commercial interests. Question 4. How has influencer culture challenged the traditional nature of friendship, according to the article? A. It has made it easier for friends to share honest recommendations with each other. B. It has forced companies to be more transparent in their advertising practices. C. It has created a new and profitable career path for many young people. D. By inserting a potential financial motive into friendships. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. The text says this introduces a layer of transactional calculation when a friend might have a sponsorship deal. Question 5. The text states that our self-esteem can become tied to algorithmic approval. What does this refer to? A. The need to get a high number of likes to feel socially validated. B. The desire to appear in the quote recommended friends lists of other users. C. The satisfaction of knowing that social media platforms are happier to publish your content. D. The happiness that comes from an algorithm rightly predicting which of your friends' content you will like. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. The text links this concept to young people feeling anxious when their posts receive fewer interactions than expected. Question 6. What is the author's final conclusion and advice? A. Friendships formed online can never have the same value as those formed in person. B. The commodification of friendship is an unavoidable and irreversible process. C. To protect friendships, one must actively reject the value system promoted by the platforms. D. The only true friendships are those that are formed and maintained entirely offline. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. The author's solution is that we must actively work to prioritize authentic connection over quantifiable validation, which is the value system of the platforms. Let's quickly summarize the lesson. On this screen you can review the main points of the text and the key vocabulary. Finally, here are a few discussion questions. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this ESL Lounge video. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons, and we'll see you in the next one.